Well, we have come to the end of our first season with Plymouth Argyle, and I think overall this season has been quite successful. Even though we might not reach the playoffs, I think we've done really rather well, and with a few additions in the transfer window, I think we'll go up next year. Hello, welcome to part 6 of Home Park Heroes, and coming up in today's episode, we do have our final fixtures of the League One season against Port Vale and Northampton. So since the last episode, our form has actually been pretty decent. Then we've actually won a lot more games than we previously have. When was the last episode? It was Cardiff and Rotherham, I think it was. Or it might have been just a little bit before that. But certainly, I think it was definitely the Cardiff game and the Rotherham game. But since then, I think we've won 5 games. Win against Doncaster, wins against Stevenage, Barnsley, a 4-0 thrashing against Exeter, and a 4-2 win over AFC Wimbledon. A few defeats here and there against Reading, Huddersfield and Bolton, but apart from that, they're against decent. They are against decent teams. So this is the League One table heading into the final 2 games of the season. We are currently on 66 points. Bolton in 6th on 72. Obviously, if goal difference wasn't a thing, it would be possible, but obviously their goal difference is 23. Ours is 5, so that's a difference of 18. So I think it's very much impossible to reach playoffs, but let's see if we can try and finish 7th or 8th. I think if we can finish 7th, that would be pretty decent, considering the first half of the season wasn't great. The second half of this season, absolutely phenomenal. We have started doing a little bit of transfer business. We do have 4 youngsters joining us. I suspect they'll just get put into our under 21s. They're all 18 years old. They've all got, at the moment, got 5-star potential. That might change, but if they're decent, they'll just go to the under 21s. If they're not decent, we'll just forget about them. But I suspect we won't probably see them make any appearance for the first team. So this is the lineup for our match against Port Vale. It is Cartwright in goal, a back 4 of Harding, Ross, Galloway and Maxwell. Rules at the base of the midfield. Then ahead of him we've got Herbie Keane and Malachi Boateng. Got Shemeki on the right, Curtis on the left. Then we've got Tolaj up front, who's been absolutely phenomenal this second half of the season. He's got 20 goals so far this season. That is pretty remarkable, because there was a period of time where he just wouldn't score, but he's been really performing really well in the past 5 or so games. He's definitely getting averaging at least 1 goal a game in the second half of the season, I think, or at least a goal every other game. So it'd be nice to see him get a couple goals here today, which probably will secure our top half finish. I don't know what the lowest position we can finish in. Obviously, the highest we can finish is probably 7th, possibly 6th, depending on what shenanigans go on. But it leaves there's a lot asking for Bolton to slip up. But I want to know what the lowest position we can finish in. I presume it's probably like 11th or 12th. I don't think we're going to finish below that. Or I also think we're not going to finish like 7th, because obviously Wimbledon, they're 5 points above us. They must be winning, so yeah, it's very much impossible. Cardiff finishing on 100 points. I mean, they're running right. Where did Lincoln? Lincoln are 12th. They got promoted in real life. In fact, they won League One in real life. That just shows you how bonkers real life football can be compared to Football Manager. But hopefully we can try and get at least 1 goal this first half, which we have 20 minutes left to go until half time. The stats look fairly decent. We've had 10 shots, 3 on target. Haven't really troubled the goalkeeper just yet, and that was probably the best chance of the game for Port Vale. And thankfully, they did hit the woodwork. And Tolai now to Curtis. This is looking semi-decent. I thought we were going to potentially go on a little bit of attack, but we weren't. But 10 minutes left to go. I'm hopeful we can definitely get a goal. It probably won't be this first half, but definitely in the second half we should hopefully get the goal to hopefully put us in the lead. Port Vale now with the ball in the defence. Back to their goalkeeper Morosi. Can we just put the pressure on and hopefully get the ball, they kick the ball straight to Wes Harding, now to Shemeki, down the right hand side. Tollage is lurking in the middle. Will he find him? Come on, or just shoot. Shemeki, I mean, I personally think he should put the ball into the box a little bit earlier, but still a decent opportunity. I mean, his effort is pretty decent, so on another day that could have possibly have been a goal, but still a decent, still positive football that is. At least we didn't sky it. It was on target and we did test the goalkeeper, but I think we could have done a little bit better. But we do head into the second half, obviously still goalless, but I think we're definitely looking to far the favourites to get the first goal of the game. Ronan Curtis tries to find Boateng at the back post, but falls to Xavier Shemeki, and he does put the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Plymouth Argyle, and that is a very, very good goal to put us 1-0 up. I don't know why we're looking at the league table, but obviously it's definitely way out of reach. I think there were some games where we could potentially got points in. I think some of the drop points, obviously the three defeats since the last episode, I think those definitely have count the cost of us getting the playoffs. But Laurent Tollage, that's his 21st goal of the season. He has done remarkably well. I think prior to the last, or a couple episodes ago, he had only managed to get 12 in the first half of the season, which it's not too bad, but it could be a lot better because he's capable of far higher standards. He could quite easily, if he wanted to, play in the Premier League, but he's opted to play for Plymouth Argyle down in League One. Whether or not he'll be with us for next year, that remains to be seen. We do have quite a few decent youngsters coming through our youth system. One is already wanted by Chelsea and has been given his first team debut. We might show you him in the next game. We might play a few of our youngsters in the last game of the season. Now that we know we're not really going to reach playoffs, and Xavier Shemeki, what a goal that is. That is 2 goals from him, and both of them absolutely bangers. We are going to make a couple of changes. Joe Rules is going to make way for Brandon Reardon. Herbie Kane is going to make way for Bradley Ibrahim, and Reece Williams is going to come on for Brendan Galloway. Come on. 13 or 10 minutes left to go. Obviously, 3 goals up there, 3 points very much wrapped up. Obviously, we are just looking to finish as high as we can in the table, whether that's 8th, whether that's 9th, it doesn't really matter. As long as we finish inside the top 10, that's a pretty solid season, because I think this is the way we've really got to plan it. Spend one season in League One, then the next season go up into the Championship, and hopefully, obviously, we will have a little bit of a rebuild. We do have numerous players out on loan who will be coming back in the summer, and lots of players out of contract. I still really haven't decided who's going to be staying and who's going to be leaving, because a number of those out on loan players are out of contract. Obviously, we do have the returning A-Man Belarus and Michael Baidu, both brilliant midfielders, so we've got to find a spot for them in the midfield for next year, or we might potentially sell Michael Baidu, who his transfer value is at a whopping 8 to 9 million, but he is out on loan and does have a optional future fee, which if that gets broken, then that won't be too bad, because he is on quite a lot of money. So selling him could be massive financially for the summer. That's if he goes, or we might decide to bring him back just for one more season to hopefully try and get us up into the Championship. But that was a very, very good win. That must have been, that was our final home game of the season. What a way to end our first season with a massive win at home. But hopefully we can finish our, I don't know what our away form has been like this season, but I'd say it's been fairly decent. Probably similar to the home, pretty inconsistent. But what's the highest we can finish? 8th. That won't be too bad, considering I thought we were going to finish in mid-table. Finishing 8th wouldn't be too shabby, but hopefully we could get one more win, and that will be against Northampton. The lineup for our final match of the season against Northampton will be Cartwright in goal, making his final ever appearance. And obviously, the back four will be Maxwell, Galloway, Ross, and Harding. Obviously, also making his final ever appearance. Obviously, those two are loan players. They will be departing us at the end of their current spell with the club. Then in the midfield, we've got Ibrahim at the base of it. Then ahead of him, we've got Caleb Watts, and in rear do there we've got a fairly, I'd say, inexperienced front three. So on the right hand side we've got Christy Rodham. He's a 16-year-old right winger who does have 5 stars worth of the potential, already performing at League 2 level. He is wanted by Chelsea, but we are giving him a professional contract. As soon as he signs it, he will get given a professional contract, but hopefully we can just fend off Chelsea, and we do have a £10 million release clause in his new professional contract when he turns 17. Then on the left hand side we've got Tegan, being primarily a right-sided player, but he is left-footed. But I think he's going to have a very big role to play next season. But he's already a decent League 2 player, potentially Premier League, obviously wanted by Bournemouth and Burnley. So we're definitely going to try and keep hold of him. I don't think he's got. Does he have a? I think that is a professional contract. I think he's got one. If not, we will give him the new one. Then up front, we've got Danny Bolton, another 16-year-old with fairly decent potential, enterprise North South standards. So not as good as the other two, but still a decent pie potential player. Whether or not he'll get anywhere near the first team, that remains to be seen. So he'll probably end up having a couple loan spells when he's eligible to be loaned out. I don't know what the minimum age allowed for the player to go out on loan is. I think it's like 17 or 18. So he's definitely going to have a couple years in the under 18s and potentially move on to under 21s and potentially try and sort out a loan move for him, which would be pretty decent. I think Tegan Finn and Wadham, I don't think they need loan moves because they're already competing at a decent standard, obviously League 2 level. But I think Wadham, it'll definitely be better off playing under 18s football for a period of time because he is still quite young. And obviously Tegan Finn is 18 years old, so he will be in the first team next year. So he'll definitely be competing on the right hand side along with Xavier Shemeki and anyone else who've got potentially playing on that right hand side. And obviously Owen Dale will be leaving us as he is a loan player. I don't know what other loan players we have. Obviously we've got Cartwright, Harding, obviously Owen Dale, who I just mentioned. Herbie Kane's also another loan player. I think it is just the 4 of them. So I don't know if there's any others. And obviously there will be a few more departing players who as contract expires. So I'm not sure who they are, but we'll have more confirmation on them in the next episode. But hopefully we can try and get a goal. It would be nice if one of the front three will score, because I'm not anticipating them to play the whole 90 minutes because obviously they are still quite young and they are still developing. So I don't think playing 90 minutes will be that great for them, and that could have been a decent chance for Northampton, who are relegated, I think. So no matter what the result is, it's not really going to impact us or impact Northampton. So this is very much a friendly, and Wadham is looking a bit tired. I don't blame him. He's only 16. He probably still games at night. Probably parties till 2 o'clock in the morning. So Owen Dales is going to come on for his final appearance for Plymouth Argyle, and hopefully from there we can potentially go and grab the winning goal. I mean, if Tegan Finn or Bolton can score the winning goal, that would be absolutely fantastic. But I'm not anticipating that happening because they are both looking very shattered, and those two players are going to come off. Tegan Finn is going to make way for. We'll get on Boateng. Watts can move out onto the left. Bolton's going to make way for Laurent Tallage. Come on, 20 minutes left to go. The stats say it's going to be a probably going to end up in a 0-0 draw and I'm probably inclined to agree with that because it's been a very, very boring game, very simple game, but it's one of those final games of the season where nothing's really at stake. So yeah, there's not really any point in trying to score a winning goal. If we could get one, that would be absolutely wonderful, but I don't think it's gonna be happening. And this game has been quite boring. It's not really been many highlights. I know Dales has picked up an injury. Not that it really matters. I think Solanola could just go there. He's not really a right ringer, but he's only going to be playing there for a couple of minutes as our final game of the season does end in a boring 0-0 draw against Northampton, which where did we finish? That's the main thing. Where did we finish? So we finished 10th. I mean, that's not too bad. We finished... I mean, we finished on 70 points. 4 teams finished on over 80. I mean, one of them ain't going to get promoted. Maybe both of them might not get promoted. I mean, finish on 70 points. Probably down in League 2. If we were in League 2, 70 points would be playoffs. That's ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. We finished on 70 points and we finished 10th. Next year, we got to remember this. Next year, if we finish on 70 points, I reckon that'd be in the playoffs because that's just ridiculous. You can't compete with that. Obviously, we will do next year because we have a much stronger squad. And speaking of next year, what's our budgets? I want to see our budgets. What are they going to be? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at our budgets, please. Can we have a look at our budgets? Why are we not going forward? Please don't balls this up. You know what? Forget the budgets. Otherwise, I'm just going to break the save and the game. And I don't want that to happen. So I will see you all in the next episode where hopefully we do have a little bit of a mini rebuild with what money we have to spend. That remains to be seen. That will get confirmed in the next episode. And hopefully, let's build our promotion squad to the championship. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.